South Park don't like China cause China asshole. What's going on, guys? This is Trez Mala hitting you with the daily ThinkStop. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cover news and things that I think you should hear or stuff that captures my interest. Just weird goofiness. Calling out the news as I see it. We got a little thing going on right now in China. China. What's going on in China is a little funky monkey, if you will. Communists. They're censoring people. Total government control. The people of Hong Kong are rebelling because China wants to implement laws on them that's outside of how Hong Kong's living. They have had protests, more of defending themselves for months now. This has been going on for a long time with China. China and Hong Kong. Tiananmen Square. This is how bad the censorship is in China. Some people I talk to on my daily deal don't even know that Tiananmen Square happened. They don't know that a guy stood up in front of a tank and wouldn't get out of the way. One of the most powerful pieces in protest history that we see, and billions of people have no idea it even happened. We got a problem. The NBA, the National Basketball Association, has been playing games in China. China is one of the biggest viewers of the NBA. They are absolutely infatuated with basketball. One of the things about China is they like their control. And when they got stuff going on that's bad. What do? They censor it. That's what's happening. That's what they're doing. So a basketball coach from the Houston Rockets, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not a sports ball guy, laid a tweet out that was in support of Hong Kong and freedom of oppression. China didn't like that. China wanted to yank everything to do with the NBA. The NBA, they like that money. They don't give a fuck about the people in China. Hell, they don't even give a fuck about their own players most of the time. Maybe. But one of the things they do, play ball. See what I did there? It's not good if you're just going to sell out a whole generation and race of people that are being oppressed when you can, with your freedom, speak up on it. Act professional, don't protest, bring it to attention. Why not? You should be able to. China wants to pull the plug on all of it. South Park is having a problem with China. They've banned South Park because South Park made fun of China and their censorship. South Park don't like China cause China asshole. Look, I don't make any bones about it either way, but it needs to be brought to attention that there's serious censorship going on. And the thing that's a problem with the censorship that's going on is companies like Google and YouTube and Apple and stuff, they've been working with the Chinese government, mostly Google, in helping them develop these systems of control via the technology, facial recognition, social credit score. Oh yeah, you gotta be a good robot in order to function in this world now. It's scary, it's not right, it needs to be completely squashed. That's a fact. Otherwise, they're going to come and try to run our lives more than they are now. And that's the problem that I have. So this is one of those things that I say, you need to stop and think. Act accordingly. Another thing I saw in the news, I thought you should probably know. I just think it's a little ironic and funny. Saudi Arabia is now opening up for tourism. Tourism. What are we going to go see? Oil fields, architecture, barren desert, Mercedes and Rolls Royces up the Yang, palaces. Or are we going to be able to see those nice beheadings that they have over 100 plus a year, or stoning people to death? Are we going to be able to see that? We're going to be able to have some fun with that one? Or are we going to be able to see them throw gays off the roofs? Is that what we're going to see? Are we going to see that? Is that going to be a part of the deal? Is that going to be like a part of a brunch? Hey, you know what? I'm going to have some nice little tea breakfast brunch and watch them chuck gays off of the roofs. I don't know. Maybe they've gotten past that. Maybe they don't do that anymore. Maybe that was, maybe you've been away for a while. Maybe I've been away for a while. I don't do that anymore. No more shines. I don't do shines no more. Here's something that's messed up. Something that they're doing to the kids. They have the children so worked up, so freaked out. They have climate change anxiety. Climate change anxiety. Really? Climate change anxiety? Afraid of the weather? Look, guys, I'm here to tell you from the 2.5 billion years that this planet has been here that we know of, from what we can date back to, it changes, and the sun has a major effect on it. But with weather and everything here, the planet is constantly changing. Now people say it's anthropomorphic, that we're making things accelerate. We've been tracking the weather for about 200 and some argue 30 to 260 years, maybe a little bit before. Even if we were charting the weather for 10,000 years, when you compare that to 2.5 billion, that's not even as fast as a sneeze, okay? It means fuck all. Planet's constantly changing. We're giving kids anxiety, freaking out about the weather now because of what politicians and celebrities say. That in the same breath, they totally counteract what they say. Don't eat beef, eat green. Lower your carbon footprint. Lower your carbon emissions. Well, I'm gonna go hop in my jet. Just me. I'm not taking a whole load of people. Just my friends. Just me. Flying. Here, there, everywhere. Yeah, fucking hypocrites. Whatever. They put a nice, powerful tweet with a trembling lip and a watery eye, quivering voice. And we suck it up and we put it on ourselves. We get a little girl in pigtails to tell us what to do. All the while, she's an actress. More and more. And people say, oh, the consensus on the weather. The consensus. All the science agree. The science is settled. Science is never settled. It's never settled. It's not science. There's a scary place with science, though, and you get it from a lot of atheists. Sorry, but it's true. They've turned science into a religion where it's infallible. It can't be questioned. It can't even be compromised. The players, the people who are a part of it, they can't be compromised. No. They wear white coats. They know what's best for us. They love their funding. Whatever, man. Other doctors, other scientists, they don't agree. They always factor in the sun in their model. And that changes things because they never factor in the sun on the model of climate change. They went from global warming, but that didn't stick. And they say the sun is bad for us and they want to block out the sun. You know what's funny about that? Since about 97, 98, people have been talking about chemtrails. That the government was wanting to spray the sky via planes using metal particulates in jet fuel and or just spraying stuff out of planes to create clouds to block out the sun. People say, you are crazy. They would never do that. Why are you saying they're spraying us like bugs? They're spraying themselves too. Yes. The agenda's bigger than them. They'll go for it. They know it's not good. They know how to get around it. And that's true. Their health system's different than our health system. And you gotta know that, okay? Just look at any politician. Do they want the same health care as you got? No. They got their own special. Same with the rich elite. Well, special unless they're not in on the deal. Regardless, they called the whole thing conspiracy. You're nuts. Even though they would look at the sky and see it happening, then they would go along with, how do I say, logic. You know what they say. Oh, that's condensation. That's condensation trails. Like everybody doesn't know or didn't know what a condensation trail was. Or even the smoke with the skyriders back in the day. Or even people who were seeding clouds to help them rain, to help with the crops and stuff like that. We know about that. That's why we know chemtrails, because they're different. Those other things dissipate. They go away. Chemtrails stay there all day. They get marginally wider as time goes on, and then we get this gray sky. Overcast, we call it. Now, there is overcast, but it's manufactured what we got now. When they're spraying the sky and it looks like a checkerboard, they're using barium and aluminum up there. It's not good. It comes down. People's allergies get all messed up, but they say, oh, it's my allergies. Every time they spray, everybody's allergies. Conspiracy. You know, the only problem is the director of the CIA at a press conference, which could have even been a Council on Foreign Relationship press conference, he said the government is looking into and supporting and is implementing a plan to help combat global warming and climate change by spraying metal particulates into the sky to help create clouds to block out the sun. But they call it stratospheric aerosol injections. Oh, it's fine now. It's all good now. It's fine now. It's all good. As Eddie Bravo once said, they are using the conspiracy as the solution. Ha! No, no, no. The conspiracy was calling out the facts. The problem we got going on today, guys, is you're too quick to just label everything a conspiracy. You're too quick to dismiss anything. You're too quick to believe the mainstream media and whatever the fuck they tell you when they constantly get it wrong. My whole thing, stop and think for yourself. Just a little bit. A modicum. Just a little bit of like distrust. And not off emotion based off of like, that don't make no sense. That doesn't really jive. How does that even come to be? Okay? That's all I gotta say to you. That's the time that I have. That's what I was talking about. The daily ThinkStop. Chop, chop, chop. Follow us on Instagram, ThinkStopper, YouTube, ThinkStopper. I'm your boy Trez Mala. Peace.